Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the shop. So recently I got a question from a friend, a subscriber of mine, a guy who doesn't live too far away, kind of to the north and to the east a little bit, SnoCrushr. SnoCrushr asks, Vince, I thought you were making a video about building a lift table. Well, I was making a video about building a lift table. Here's the lift table that I ended up building. So it started out its life as a lift table, 1,000-pound lift table, air over hydraulic, so you can either pump it with your foot or hook it up to the hose like I got there and lift the table with the air. So originally I got this table, bought it from Princess Auto. It was on sale. It was like half price, so I believe it was so $350. Usually they're about 800, something like that. Picked up the table, and my plan was, hey, I need a lift table. I'm sick of crawling around on my knees. Let's make this into what I need, because normal, scissor lift type tables that I was looking at buying, their cheap ones are $1,500, more expensive, stronger tables that can basically lift a vehicle, $3,000. So a lot of money. This came up and I thought, well, with some small modifications, we can probably make this work out. Well, that was a while ago. It was a long while ago. And I started making the video. I got a long way through the video and I stopped. I stopped because I couldn't get the air over hydraulic lift to lift. It wouldn't even lift, not that I'm not heavy, but it wouldn't even lift my weight. So I thought, well, there's something really wrong here. I mean, it's a 1,000-pound lift. This should easily lift the add-ons that I've made, plus me. It should be no problem. So anyway, in disgust, I pushed it aside, and it sat for probably a year and a half, didn't touch the thing. Well, finally I decided, well, this thing is in my way. It's either got to go to scrap or I have to get a new jack, a new air over hydraulic jack, and see if it'll work. So went back to Princess Auto. The nice thing about Princess Auto is the sale is never finished until you're happy. So you take this thing back and they'll exchange it. Warranty is, for stuff at Princess Auto, is almost forever. It almost never runs out. Although they say maybe 1 year, I've taken stuff back after like 10 years. And they say, well, that's obviously not been available for a long time, but if you want to have a substitute, go ahead and take it. So anyway, all they needed here was the new hydraulic jack. Took that in. About a week later, a new one showed up, installed it, and voila, this thing is working. Just a dream. So as it ends up now, I use it for everything. Working on quads, snow blowers, snowmobiles. It fits everything. Golf carts. It's got no problem lifting anything at all. So what modifications did I do to make this work? So it started its life originally as, what was the original measurement? It's like a motorcycle. They call it a motorcycle lift. So you got plates to lift out, chocks that, for the tires and things like that. So originally this centerpiece was the original part of the lift. And it started out 27 inches. So, the tread plate on there, all that kind of stuff. So 27 inches, obviously not wide enough for a lot of stuff that I want to work on. Maybe a little lawnmower, but, not a ride-on lawnmower. So I thought, okay, we'll add extensions. So got my buddy to put these on the brake, just tread plate, and broke the edge, broke the corners, both sides. So you got 12 inches over there. Basically you got, what does that add up to? 50, 27, 47, 51 inches, more than wide enough for anything that I want to work on. So got those put on. I originally put these on thinking occasionally I would want to remove them and just use the center part of the lift. Well, that wasn't very well thought out because, let's face it, once you've got your table built, you're not going to take this thing apart again. And in retrospect, I'll show you guys in a second, but in retrospect, what I did was I fitted slides, sleeve-in slides, square tubing with the thought I would just slide these out and slide them back on if I didn't want them. Well, the tolerance on the square tubing was just too tight. There was just no way, you know, after you put a few things on here and it kind of bends and creaks a little bit, that those were ever going to fit up again. So once they're on, they're now on there permanently. They're not coming off. And that's fine by me. Who cares? The table is awesome the way it is. Yes, we got tread plate, 12-inch tread plate. Overall length is 87 inches long, which, what is that, 7 foot 3 inches. More than long enough to put a snowmobile on there, quad, anything you like. Recently I was working on a zero-turn mower, and because the table doesn't go all the way to the ground, you know, it leaves about, well, I'm going to say 8 inches between the ground and the table. I had to put ramps. So Herman had these ramps kicking around. He had them kicking around for years. Originally they were vehicle ramps, so they didn't need to be that heavy. Bit noisy there, sorry about that. Took some of the reinforcement out, cut down the ends, so that basically when the ramps are on, the taper down to the ground, it's perfectly level with the ground. And as you know, like a zero turn, because the front wheels are smooth, they're not like a turf tire or anything. They're smooth. All of us, if you don't have a nice transition from the ground onto the ramp, it just bumps the ramp ahead. It just bumps the lift ahead. Well, that doesn't work. So anyway, a few modifications to the ramps, and it's good. Anything, you know, just creeps right on up there, no problem at all. So let's take you off the tripod, and I'll kind of walk you around and show you what I did to modify this, and you know, things I'm not so happy about, and things that turned out pretty good. All right, so first of all, I added these outriggers on, pipe and pipe. Sorry, square tubing and square tubing, not pipe and pipe, pipes around. And added these on, some adjusters just for leveling. So basically these can slide out all the way back in, makes it nice and wide. And add some stability if the load shifts a little bit to the side. I don't have a whole lot of hope that that framework would actually hold anything that was transitioning, you know, to the left or right if it was really heavy. I think it would probably buckle up, but you know, it just adds a little bit of stability. So what I probably will do, because this is a bit of a pain in the butt, is I'll just add some T-handles on the top of here, make it a little easier to work with. Here's what's underneath here. Make some noise in the mic. Shift it around for you. So this is what I had, as you can see. Square pipe, sleeved in. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 areas where it's welded in. And there it is there. You can see how it's done. Welded to the ramp. And a short section welded on to the lift. And again, that is now on there permanently, and that's is simply just not coming off. And like I say, that's fine. So that's the addition there. Nothing here. I don't use the chocks, the wheel chocks, not necessary. There's the ramps. Added on some angle iron. Welded those on the sides. What I'll end up doing is, if I ever want to put a bike on here, not difficult, just to weld another one on the end of the ramp there. But I didn't want them overlapping. I want it nice and wide for those vehicles that are nice and wide, like you know, like a wide lawnmower, zero turn, pretty wide. Also, what I noticed was when you put lots of weight at the end of this ramp, it would tend to flip up the front of the ramp. Or sorry, when you put lots of weight on the end of the table, it flips up the end of the front of the table. So add some square tubing to the back end, and so when you put weight on the back, it just pushes down on that and push down the floor, and nothing lifts. So didn't need to anchor the whole table. Considered doing that, but that removes the mobility of the table, and it's nice to be able to move the table side to side, or forwards and kind of out of the way, or wherever it's got to go. Table does have wheels, so it does move around a bit. What else? Other than that, I mean, realistically, that's it. Doesn't need to be a long video to show you guys that you can take something, that's maybe not its original intention, and make it into something you actually can use. Am I saying that you should do that and you should take one of these 1,000-pound lifts and modify it that way? No, of course I can't tell you that. I don't think there's really any warranty on this. Let's be frank. It likely exceeds its tolerances as far as strength. It's got the safety rod in there, so it can't fall over. 2 places to stick that, about halfway down and all the way up. And that's it. Hey, it's your shop. You know what? If you want to make a lift table, make it. If you want to make it out of whatever you want to make it, make it. That's your business, what you do in your shop. And this is what I do. And for me, this works fantastic. No more crawling around on my knees. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend. It is Saturday morning. It's beautiful. Man, today, Manitoba, 21 degrees. But have no fear. It'll be back down to 10 tomorrow. Anyway, guys, take it easy. Catch you soon.